Hello dear students, how are you all? Welcome to our third lecture in our course Writing 1. Today we're going to discuss building a simple sentence, how to build a simple sentence, and we're going to discuss clauses and phrases, the difference between them. Let's start. The sentence is the building block of all writing. What do we mean by building a block? It means that it is essential in your writing. It is essential in your paragraphs, in your memos, in your letters, in your reports, even in essays and books. All these are constructed from sentences. But what about the sentence? What is it built out of? What is it constructed from? The sentence or the properly constructed sentence must have subject, verb, and sufficient meaning. These are the three main elements of a sentence. It should have subject, verb, and sufficient meaning. And this is called a simple sentence, as we will see. In this chapter, we will practice identifying subjects and verbs in simple sentences. A simple sentence has one subject and one verb. This is also called an independent clause. You know that we have two types of clauses. We have dependent clauses and independent clauses. Dependent clauses means that they cannot stand by their own. They should be connected and joined with other clauses or with other phrases or with other sentences in order to have meaning. But independent clauses mean that they can stand by their own with full meaning, with sufficient meaning. They have subjects, they have verbs. Sentences can have more than one subject. It could have more than one subject. It could have more than one verb. And this will be discussed in our next lecture when we talk about types of sentences. But in this lecture, we will focus only on the simple sentence that has one subject and one verb with a sufficient meaning. Let's start with the first element of a sentence, that is the subject. The subject of a sentence is usually a noun like John, car, politics, or a pronoun like I, you, he, she, it, we, they. It is usually located near the beginning of a sentence. I mean that the noun, whether it is a proper noun or a common noun or a pronoun, should be located where? At the beginning of a sentence. Let's talk about nouns. A noun names persons. The noun names places. The noun names also things. Nouns can be either common, not capitalized. When I say, for example, university, school, hospital, these are names of places. They are common nouns. They are not capitalized. Teacher, for example, doctor. Or it could be proper, always capitalized. When I name this thing or this place or this person, it becomes a proper. Notice that common nouns name general persons, places, and things, whereas proper nouns name particular persons, places, and things. When I say, for example, Isra University, this is a proper noun naming a place. But when I say, for example, car, this is a common noun. We don't know which type of car. Is it Kia? Is it Hyundai? We don't know. So it is a common noun. Let's see the examples will clarify the differences between common and proper. The subject nouns in the following examples are italicized. Look here, they are colored and italicized. We have proper noun and we have common noun for person, for place, and for thing. Let's see the differences. Proper noun of person, like Fred drove to the store. This is a proper noun of a person. When I say the manager counted the days receipts, manager, this is common noun of a person, okay? But we don't know which manager, who is it? What's his name? We don't know. It is a common noun. We have a proper noun of a place, like New York is a city with many tall buildings. This is a proper noun naming a place. A common noun naming a place like the countryside was very open but very quiet. This is common. We don't know which countryside, in which city. Is it in Palestine? Is it in America? Which countryside? We don't know. Proper noun names a thing. Like when I say the Washington Monument was circled by tourists. This is a proper noun. Naming what? Naming a thing. But here, in this example, when I say the large table was filled with birthday gifts, this table is a common noun, okay? And it names a thing. That is the table. Now let's talk about the pronouns as subjects of sentences. Pronouns are used to take the place of the nouns. They replace the nouns. When I say, for example, Isra is a good girl. She is a good girl. She replaces Isra. Commonly used pronouns are, these are commonly used pronouns like I, we, me, it, you, they, this and that, everyone, something, nobody, which. These are all pronouns and they can be used in place of nouns as subjects. Look at examples of subject pronouns. Number 1, I am a mechanic. I is a subject. 2, you should go to the job fair next week. You is a subject. He will never graduate because he has poor study habits. He is a subject. Replacing a noun. She uses public transportation to get to the office. She is a subject. It is a large white furry carnivorous bear living near the North Pole. It is a subject, refers to the bear. We can achieve world peace if we work together. We is a subject. They should invest in mutual funds for their babies' future college education. They refers also, this is a subject. It replaces the noun, for example, parents. It replaces a noun. Using pronouns to eliminate repetition. We use the pronoun in order to eliminate the repetition of the nouns. When we want to avoid using the same noun too many times, we use a pronoun to reduce repetition. Why do we use them? To reduce repetition. In the following sentence, the repetition of the nouns children, soda, potato chips makes the sentence sound awkward and almost like it is written for children, for child's reader, not for young child readers, not for elder or academic piece of writing. Look here at this example. The children wanted to have a party, but the children, again we write the same meaning, we repeat, did not have enough soda and potato chips. The children, again repeating children, this is the third time, ran to the store and bought more soda and potato chips. We are repeating the same words, soda and potato chips again. So this looks awkward, okay? Awkward writing. In order to avoid that, we can use pronouns. In this sentence, noun repetition is eliminated by substituting pronouns for nouns. That means we deleted the nouns, we omitted them, and we wrote pronouns instead of the nouns, in the place of the nouns. The pronoun substitutions are italicized. Look here. The children wanted to have a party, but instead of writing children, we wrote they. They did not have enough soda and potato chips. They ran. Who? They refers to children. To the store and bought them. Them refers to whom? To what? Refers to soda and potato chips. However, be careful. Overuse of pronouns can lead to the common problem called pronoun reference error, and this affects on the understanding of the reader. A pronoun reference error occurs when the pronoun that is replacing a noun does not clearly refer to that noun. Look at the example to clarify what I mean. When I say the girl saw her mother at the store and she was surprised, look at the pronoun she. Does it refer to the girl or does it refer to mother? We don't know. Does this pronoun refer to the girl or to her mother who was surprised? Who was surprised? Is it the mother or the girl? So this reference is ambiguous. We should not use pronouns that lead to ambiguity. They should be clear enough to be understood by the readers. Now, identifying subject. The subject identifies who or what is doing something or being something. Okay? This is the function of the subject. It identifies who or what is doing something or being something. This is the function of the subject. Let's see the example. Teachers educate students. Teachers is the subject, and they what? They are doing something. Okay, they are doing something. They educate students. In this sentence, teachers is the subject noun doing an activity. What is that activity? It is educating students. Teachers are educators. In this sentence, teachers is subject. Okay, but now it is not doing an action. It is not doing an activity. It is the state of being. Being what? Being educators. Are is a verb to be. Being, okay, state of being. A state of existence. Teachers as being explained. Underline the subject in each of the following sentences. This is an activity for you. You can do this activity at home, and we will discuss this on Zoom session, okay? And also when we will meet in the university. Look at the first example. Heathrow Airport was crowded with vacationers returning home. This is the subject, the doer of the action, okay? Heathrow Airport, this is the subject, it is underlined. Now, I want you to read these sentences and underline the subject in each sentence. We will discuss this when we meet. The airliner was flying the red-eye from London to New York. 2. A thick fog had settled over New York Airport. 3. The runway lights flashed blue and yellow. 4. Frank Wright wanted to study architecture at the university. Number 5, it did not offer architecture courses. Number 6, he created many wonderful buildings using this idea. Number 7, high plateaus occupy most of the south and central portions of the area. Number 8, the annual precipitation ranges from 9 to 13 inches. Underline the subject in these 8 sentences, and we will discuss this in the Zoom session. Subjects and the prepositional phrases. Now we are going to talk about phrases, okay? The prepositional phrase. And we will see what do we mean by a phrase when we see the examples. There is an old saying in writing, all subjects are nouns. All subjects are nouns. But not all nouns are subjects. Not any noun that you see is a subject, as we will see. When looking for subjects, you might be confused by the noun in a prepositional phrase. Look here. A prepositional phrase is a group of words containing a preposition, such as in, of, on, or to, and a noun as its object. Okay? So this is called a prepositional phrase. It is a preposition and a noun. But it does not mean that it has a noun, so it is the subject of a sentence. No, not every prepositional phrase is a subject, as we will see here. Look at these examples. These are prepositional phrases. Here is the preposition in, and we have a minute. In a minute. This is object of a preposition. Together become in a minute and it is called a prepositional phrase. It has preposition, article, and noun. Okay, together they are called a prepositional phrase consisting of a preposition, an article, a noun. Of the nation, on the roof, to the moon, all these are called prepositional phrases containing nouns. Okay, they contain nouns. Two nouns side by side in front of the verb can be confusing. Sometimes, for example, you have a sentence, you have a prepositional phrase, and you have also a noun side by side together before the verb. And maybe you are confused which one of the subject is the subject of the sentence. Is it the prepositional phrase or the noun? One method of identifying the subject noun is to cross out the prepositional phrase and the noun in it. Just cross out the prepositional phrase with its noun, then the noun that remains is the subject. Let's see the example. When I say, for example, in the morning, coffee is my favorite drink. We have two nouns. We have coffee, we have morning. So you may be confused. Which one is the subject? Is it morning? Is it coffee? In order to know which is the subject of a sentence, you can cross out the prepositional phrase with its noun, like this. In the morning, this is a prepositional phrase having preposition, article the, and noun. They are crossed out. Coffee is my favorite drink, so the subject of my sentence is what? Is coffee. Okay? Once in the morning is crossed out, the noun coffee is easily identified as the subject. Learn to recognize the prepositions so that you can eliminate their subject nouns as possible subjects. That means you have to practice reading and using prepositional phrases in order to differentiate between them and the subject noun of a sentence. Commonly used prepositions. These are commonly used prepositions. Study them well to know them and to identify them and differentiate them from other adverbs as we will see later on. Above, about, above, across, after, against, along, among, around, at, before, behind, beside, between, by, during, except, for, from, in, into, like, of, off, on, over, through, to, toward, under, until, up, with, without. There is T here, without. So all these are commonly used prepositions. When we put them in a phrase, that is, when we have an article with them and a noun, it becomes a prepositional phrase. Activity. In this activity, you have to cross out the prepositional phrase and to underline the subject. That is to help you differentiate between the prepositional phrase and the subject of a sentence. Like this. At the zoo, most animals are still kept in cages. At the zoo, this is a prepositional phrase and it is crossed out. Animals are still kept in cages. This is the subject of a sentence and it should be underlined. Okay? We have here 4 sentences. In the wind, kites are unpredictable. Number 2, Bill was safe in the space under the bridge. Number 3, between the two hills, the houses are made from cedar logs. And number 4, the microwave on the counter in the kitchen was very clean. So you have to cross out the prepositional phrase. Sometimes the sentence has more than one prepositional phrase, so you have to cross them out, and you have also to underline the subject, and this will be, your answers will be discussed in Zoom session. Thank you.